Hello everyone, and welcome back to Sky Factory 4. Now we did die last episode, so today we are starting again. Because this is a hardcore series, and if I die this time, I think I'll take a small break, but I'll probably come back to it. Alright, world is loading. The inventory can be used to transfer items. Some items and mobs can be unlocked via prestige. Oh, that's interesting. Implied energistics is disabled. I don't know what that means. Right-click on the GEI search bar to clear the text. Oh, that's useful. That's going to be super helpful. Alright. Yeah, so this time I'm not going to go super into the bonsais on day one. I'm going to do it a little bit slowly. We're just going to have ourselves a nice relaxing time. We're just going to get the basic trees. Just dirt, stone, clay, bone, sand, gravel. Yeah, all of that. Probably cotton too, but we're gonna leave a space for coal because... Actually, no, we will be able to get coal, because I think we're also gonna get the vanilla trees in this episode. Because those aren't too hard to get once you kind of know what you're doing, which I kind of do now. So I'm gonna chop down this tree and start building my platform. And here's my platform. It's got 2 right now. Actually, it's got 5 right now. And I think it's getting to the point where I'm going to build a little boundary around this. And I'm going to expand out, and every tree is going to have its own little section. And I think that's going to be really cute and a much better way to mass farm the resources I need. That'll be best. Alright, so here I am putting up some blocks and slabs. I'm going to try to have as few full blocks as possible until I have a reliable supply of coal. I think there are other ways to craft torches, but I think it's mostly based on sap, which you get by crushing trees. And I don't know what I would do with those acorns, so we're just going to slab everything up until either I find a much better and more efficient way to craft sap or to get coal. So we're just going to continuously harvest the dirt trees while we build our other platforms to give us a continuous supply of dirt and wood. And now over here we're building the platform for our petrified trees. And we're going to have those over there. And then over next we're going to have clay and bone because I feel like we're just going to sort the trees not by what resource they are and like the level of it, but by how much that resource is necessary. And like dirt, stone, bone, and clay, those are the ones that are actually going to be really essential for all the stuff I'm going to be doing. The ones like sand and gravel and cotton, those are a lot less important. So we can have those a little further away from like our nexus. And speaking of the sand and gravel acorns, we now have enough petrified acorns for us to start crafting those. So we've got 16 right here. We're going to do 8 gravel and then 8 sand, so that we can have 1 of each. We don't need more than that, but yeah, there we go. We're good. And there we go. We've also got these chests next to the trees. One of these is for the tree resources themselves. The amber, the acorns, the saplings. Those are going to be in one chest, and then the blocks you can craft with those resources is going to be in the other. I'm actually not going to end up using those chests that much once I craft. I'm just going to kind of craft the items on demand, more or less. Yeah, so cotton is on our list because it's not too hard to make. And we're also going to have coal. So here we are with our gravel trees, and we're just trying to fill this out. Because these blocks of dirt are actually spawnable, and I don't want anything nasty spawning, so I want to have trees growing as much as possible, as many grown trees as possible, to keep from you know, all the nasty. We also have this spot here for bone, but right now what we're going to do is we're going to grab some water to get ourselves some regular trees. We're going to like rinse the trees off, and that's how you get the regular trees. You rinse off the dirt trees, you get oak trees. You rinse off the petrified trees, you get spruce, I believe. Anyway, we're going to get those today since those aren't too hard to get. So, yeah, that's the plan. Plus the normal trees. And getting the normal trees lets us unlock a few more of the resource trees, that namely those being coal, which you get by smelting birch trees, and cotton, which requires a jungle sapling. So, if we want to get ourselves like the trees we can get without having to make a smeltery, we're gonna want these regular trees. And I've also run out of food, so I've made some petrified acorns. Because the dirt acorns are just too valuable at this point. And here we go. We've got our 2 chests. Got our dirt saplings into oak, petrified into spruce. Gotta make sure those are all in the same spot in the inventory. Clay needs mud. Clay needs mud. I forgot about that. Alright, let's take this mud, because that dirt is being used for something. Alright, and jungle trees, and birch trees. We're actually going to have 8 of these, because we're going to smelt 4 into coal saplings. And we're just going to put those in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. The rest go in here. Alright. And now the remaining acacia and dark, we actually need to rinse off apple trees, which you get from apple seeds, and the apples you get from oak trees, which we're farming right here. And then the dark oak comes from rinsing off coal. So yeah, we're almost there. We're just grabbing some apples. Yeah, the thing about apple trees is that they're basically oak trees, but you can bone meal the leaves to get apples. This is going to be a really useful food source until we can get our animal farms set up. Alright, we're just going to craft some more wood. And craft some chests, because we always need chests. Alright, we got some dirt. Yeah, so we've built pretty much all of our platforms. We're just filling them in. We have all the resource trees. We're just getting the apple seeds so we can get our apple trees. And yeah. And here I'm grabbing bone meal so I can craft the bone sapling, which gives us bone meal, for which we need a petrified sapling, which I'm going to go grab because it's just over here. Oh, I opened the wrong chest. Here's one. Yeah, so those are going to go across from the clay saplings. Because, to me, they serve a similar sort of urgency. Their urgency is roughly equivalent. And now we have our apple seeds, so we're going to want to plant the bone sapling, and then the apple saplings, so we can get the bone meal that we need to make the apple seed trees grow, because unlike other trees, they don't grow if you just run around them. But the bone tree does, and we can use that to make them grow faster. So that's going to be our strategy. Alright, and these are apple trees. And now, we're not going to plant these again, we just need enough saplings to get the acacia wood and a decent supply of these, so that we can put them in a chest and forget about them later until we make our tree factory. Yeah. These drop a lot of saplings and not a lot of apples because I haven't let them grow apples. I think they drop apples if you leave them for a bit. And we're going to come over here, and there we go, we have acacia trees. And that's all the basic trees. And now we can use jungle trees to craft a cottonwood sapling. Yeah. You would think that this would mean that I'm going to stop building in so much oak wood, but you would be wrong, because these trees are a little bit harder. These trees take up valuable space that I'm using to do resource trees. And while I am going to grow some jungle trees, this is mostly so I can have the jungle sapling and the vines required for cottonwood trees. Or just cotton trees. I think cottonwood trees are an actual tree that does not drop cotton. It drops like a cottony pollen, which a lot of... Alright, here we go. It's time to craft that cottonwood sapling. We have bone meal, vines, and jungle saplings, and we're going to craft 2 of them. I don't need that much bone meal. Alright, our trees are growing. Oh, come on, dry faster. Come on, come on, come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, dry. Dry. Okay, I'm gonna craft this into wood and use it to smelt something, probably. Okay, there we go, finally. I probably don't need this many vines. Do I need this many vines? And we won't need these for a while, so we can just take them down. And, like, if we lose them, like, we can just craft more. They're not that hard to craft. Alright. Sticks. And in they go. Alright, and I'm just gonna organize some things. And cottonwood saplings. We've made 5, which is perfect because our saplings are growing in groups of 5. We've made amazing progress today. So, we're doing so good. We've got food, we've got our trees, and next episode we're going to do farming. Thank you for tuning into my video today. Remember to like and subscribe so you can make sure to see the next one when it uploads, and I will see you next time.